Hey, this is Fish with Alleyway Customs, and we're here today to talk about a project we just wrapped up. A lot of you guys might not know that we do all kinds of different stuff here, aside from custom motorcycles. And this is a project we took on for the Edwards family. We're real good friends with Cam and his father, and this is a safe for his dad. So this is a 1920s era national safe that he bought from somewhere, I think, down in Central Florida, and brought it to us. He wanted it it was originally a darker green, so we upgraded with a more modern green and just kind of spruced it up and did a bunch of jazzy stuff. So we replicated the logo, which is the same that's on the lock and would have been here on the doors, and then I think there was some other information they had down here about where specific things were going to and stuff like that. But we did all this engine turning, gold leaf engine turning, and we did a marble technique next to it with a orange pinstripe to match the orange in the drop shade of the logo. This was a huge project. I believe we got about 140 man hours in this project, and it's challenging to work with because this safe is 2,800 pounds. It's 4 inches thick, concrete sides, walls, and doors. So it's really heavy to work with. You can't move any of it by yourself. And there's a lot of things that we addressed, and there was some stuff that was broke also. So we started by getting it mobile again. And what had happened was one of these, what we're calling the feet that hold these wheels are solid steel, so they've been powder coated black. And it's held with a pin that goes through here. But on one of the feet, this ear was cracked completely off, and then they have the same situation underneath where they mount with 2 bolts and nuts. And those ears were broke off as well, so we replicated some of that stuff out of steel and brazed them onto this. These are cast iron, so they're really difficult to just add additional pieces to. So we repaired that, but in doing so, the pins were press fit in from the factory, so they had to be ground out and they weren't reusable. So these are new pins that we made ourselves out of steel, and they have a little T-head to them, a little shelf on there, and then they back out, and the backside's threaded with a nut so you can get them off real easy. So that was one of the bigger challenges in getting this stuff going right. But overall, they're real stoked with it. This is a paint huffer metal flake color that's called Dead President, so it's got a lot of silver pearl in it. When you move around the room, it goes from a dark green to a lighter green, the color that really pops. It's got about, probably 2 gallons of clear on the whole project. All the pinstriping is hand pinstripe that we did here in-house. And but yeah, that's about it. We did a bunch of trick stuff to the inside. He wanted to go real basic. His plans for this safe is to showcase in a barn kind of man cave style building they built out at the house. So this is going to be one of the show pieces amongst their show bikes that they have inside that room in there. So he originally planned on not wanting to let anybody see the inside of the safe, but we had some ideas that kind of changed his mind a little bit. So we'll check out the inside. So we had some ideas on what to do here with the inside, and what I ended up doing was, this is a Japanese wood burning technique, just a little milder version. So we actually took these pieces, these are pine, and the inside of the safe, steel outside wall, 4 inches of concrete, steel inside wall. So we had to carefully measure the self-tapping screws to make sure they would get enough bite. That was really tricky, the length of the self-tapping screws. So we actually took all of the boards and put them on the mill and recessed with an end mill all the screws so they sat evenly and correctly in here. So he had some specific dimensions for inside here. So he wanted a shelf up top. This shelf is one of the original shelves. This is a very commercial industrial finish out on the inside of this safe. So in doing it as a restoration project, we wanted to dress it up a little bit. So there was, I think, 3 of these shelves in here. This one has been cut down, I think a total of 1.25 inches. So we pulled all that in on the inside, and this is somewhat adjustable. These pieces just screw into the existing wood that's here. And then some of the neat stuff that we did, this whole platform down here is kind of a shelf. This is the existing drawer that we straightened. All this stuff was kind of warped and twisted and stuff like that. So got this guy working, and these were cubby holes. And instead of just having stuff where it falls in there, what we did is we ended up making these pull-out shelves here. And I made some brass knobs for them, so they fit in there real nice on each side, and then trimmed out everything else with this exposed stuff with some brass hardware to kind of set it off, you know. And yeah, it kind of just dresses up the whole inside and makes it look real rich. It's a nice contrast between the really glossy, shiny, semi-sparkly green. So yeah. Yeah, so that's about it. This is a really fun project. We'd like to thank the Edwards family for allowing us to build something that's going to be part of their legacy. And thank you guys for checking it out. We'll catch you next time.